Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is my Sage colleague, Casey J. Ashley. Casey joined the Sage family in March of 2018, and he currently serves as an inside sales manager in North America for the specialized small group portfolio with products supporting both small and medium segments. Prior to that, he worked in the FinTech and MarTech industries. He is an inspirational leader to the core and believes that by focusing on people and creating a culture-centric approach, it allows him to maximize the success of everyone. This ultimately drives the results needed for the individual, the team, and the company. He is a firm believer in personal development and personal accountability in pursuing becoming the best version of himself. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Casey J. Ashley.
Hey, Ed, thanks for having me. Excited to be on.
Well, first off, Casey, why do you do what you do?
That's a great question. Well, I do what I do out of passion of impacting others. So when I think about leadership, for me, it's really about impacting others. For me, the people is what I inspire to make an impact on. I'm truly passionate about creating high-performing teams where the focal point is collaboration, teamwork. My recipe for success is having a dynamic culture. So one where people pick each other up when down, hold each other accountable to ultimately build a team success.
So talk to me about that phrase, dynamic culture. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so I think for me, a lot of leaders need to focus on the people and the success of the team and culture to create that atmosphere. You have to be big on personal development and seeing others grow. So I believe that I need to add value to those individuals around me and drive the betterment of people. And so in order to do that, you have to have a team where you're sharing success for each other or you're cheering each other on. And a dynamic culture is the way to do that.
And talk to me a little bit about how you've implemented that with your team as you're in your role.
So my team is known as probably the biggest culture-driven team within Sage. So, we're very high energy within the sales floor. We're one where, we got our chats going throughout the day. People are cheering each other on. People are taking accountability. We also have individuals within a team that will, host or do teach back sessions for other members on the team. And so it's something that's just part of our DNA.
And you're a part of the Future Business Leaders of Sage, a program that we have here. Talk to me a little bit about your participation in that program.
So before I talk about it, I want to tell you how it kind of came about. So Future Business Leaders of Sage is, I got the idea from Future Business Leaders of America. So I was actually a part of that organization as a teenager growing up. And it was the first organization I was part of that made me realize that I was a natural born leader and a leader amongst my peers. And so for me, I have this long commute. I live in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and my office is I live in Kennesaw, Georgia, and my office is in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And so that commute is about 50 minutes. And so during that time, I get a lot of time to just think. And on the way to work, I was actually thinking one day, what if Sage has something like this where people could benefit from that's going to push them as leaders? And so I developed the thought of Future Business Leaders of Sage, of like-minded people. It doesn't matter what level of leadership they're on, that we're looking to better themselves as leaders. And we created that idea, about a year ago, and it's just blossoming into something great. And so it's really something where people are pushing themselves to be greater leaders within the organization.
And how many folks do you have associated with the program now, approximately?
So last I checked, we had over 120 individuals registered for the program. I'd say about 50 of those are active. And we also have 4 different committees or subcommittees within the group. With about 5 to 6 people within those different committees.
And what do those committees focus on? Different aspects of leadership?
Yeah, so we have the planning and social, or planning and roadmap committee. Then we have a social networking committee. We also have a mentoring group that focuses on. We actually piloted a program through Sage where you have 6 mentors and 6 mentees that are helping each other out through that journey. Then a communications group. So within those different committees, you have individuals that are leading those committees, and yeah, definitely, like you said, helping people out through that leadership journey.
And Casey, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Oh man, that is such a great question, and I can only answer that. Do I have to give one, Ed? Do
you,
I have to give one?
you can give more than one. Go ahead.
Okay. So first off, I'm going to list on a personal note. My mother and sister are heroes of mine. They're 2 strong Black women, and my mother was a military woman, and she instilled a lot of great character in me from such a young age. My sister, she's just such a tremendous individual. Mother and sister and wife, and they keep me grounded. On another note, outside of family, there's 2 that automatically come to mind. The first one being Barack Obama. I just think he's a great leader. He has a very calm composure to himself. He's also one that's overcome a lot of odds. Is a great citizen, father, and husband, and I truly look up to him for that. And the last person I'll say is LeBron James. So interesting fact for everyone is I actually share a birthday with LeBron James. But outside of that, I think he's someone as well that's overcome the odds. Outside of just winning MVPs and titles, he's doing things in the community like the I Promise School and giving back. And he's also a great businessman. Um, and outside of that, I think he's a great leader. He makes those around him better, and he focuses on the team. So those are the people that come to mind for me.
And lastly, hey, Casey, how can somebody contact you?
Best way to contact me is on LinkedIn. Casey J Ashley on LinkedIn, or /Casey Means Business. That's the best way to get me. I will tell you, if you go on LinkedIn and you want to contact me, personalize your message to me when you send it. But I'm always down for networking.
All right. My Sage colleague, Casey J. Ashley, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thanks, I appreciate the time.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.